What's up? It's Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel, but today's video is going to be a little bit different to the norm. This isn't even going to be kind of triathlon training today. Instead, I'm going to be talking to you about my mental and physical state, what's going on at the minute and what's been going on for a little while, what this means for this channel going forward and for my hobbies in next year. And I'd be very grateful if you watch the video all the way through so you get the full picture. Thank you very much in advance. Just as I get into this, don't worry too much. This isn't as dramatic as you might think. I'm not giving up triathlon and selling my bikes and taking up golf. There's no worry of that happening just yet. This is just me being open about something that's been weighing on me quite a lot recently, both figuratively and literally. So if you follow this channel for a while, you'll know that I've been on this roller coaster over the last few years of fitness, form, body weight, all of the above. And I know lots of you go through your own roller coasters as well, and I'm forever grateful for you supporting me in this channel as I go through that roller coaster. You staying with me through thick and thin, pun intended. Back in 2013, I weighed in at about 127 kilos at my peak. I was certainly not athletic. I was a good laugh down the pub, but that was about it. Over the next few years, I worked hard to lose a lot of weight, eventually settling in the low 80 kilo range. And then from about 2019 to 2023, I enjoyed the rewards of that. I did Challenge Roth, I did Ironmans, triathlons, bike races, even won some stuff. So during that time, life was good, both physically and mentally. Since then, it's been a rocky road. At the beginning of 2025, I got back up to 107 kilos, so roughly halfway between my best and my worst. Right about now, I'm just over 100 kilos, so again, somewhere in the middle, working towards my goals, but not anywhere near them realistically. And I know some of you might be able to empathise. When you've been at a certain level, when you're then operating at nowhere near that level, it's really tough mentally as well as physically to motivate yourself through the training, through the racing, through the events. And it's essentially that I've been struggling with. I am well aware that I've never been remotely close to elite in terms of performance, but those feelings still affect me the same, and I guess it's amplified by perhaps putting everything I do on this YouTube channel. In the last couple of years, 2024, 2025, I've still done quite a lot of events, triathlons, Ironmans, bike races, those sorts of things, but I've really struggled through them in honesty, both in the build-up and during the event. And I don't just mean in terms of performance, I mean I've struggled in trying to motivate myself to enjoy them as much as I had done in the past. Whether carrying additional weight was like the main reason I've struggled with more injuries than normal over the last couple of years, I can't be 100% sure of. I know it is a factor, but it definitely weighs heavy on me in the mental side, in the lead up to and during the events. Being able to do sport and be active is a privilege and an honour, and I never want to take that for granted for a second. So when I'm looking forward to these events in terms of they're coming up on the calendar and I'm feeling that sense of dread, that's not right to me. I want to be able to look forward to them and enjoy them. But instead of that, sometimes I have been feeling dread, and that's the main overwhelming feeling. I've often spoke about on this channel that I train better under pressure, and that's all well and good, but that pressure almost always leads to me getting ill and or injured, or at the very least, just not enjoying it. And I know I put a lot of pressure on myself when I go to these events and things. I have this channel, I want to make a good video, I want to document the lead up. Sometimes I think if I turn all that off and just focused on myself, maybe I'd be in a better place. But that's not my game. I want to progress this, so therefore I want to take you guys and girls along for the journey, because I know that it does help some people along the way as well. But out of all those pressures of performance, the time, the video, all that sort of thing, keeping sponsors happy, all of that, the most important bit of pressure to me is the pressure that I want to be proud of myself when I do these events. I don't want to watch the video back and be like, oh, that wasn't very good, or I'm not happy with how I looked there or how I performed there. I don't want that. I want to be happy about it. I do think as well that I feel the pressure that, again, I've put on myself. This channel is called TriathlonDan, and on the internet, all you see is Kona this, World Championships that, big race here and there, and I felt like I was just beginning to slip into that spiral of big event, big event, big event, big event, and at some point, you've got to reach the top and you can't go any higher, and that's not what I pride myself on this channel. I don't aim to be a channel that just revolves around big events, so therefore, I want to just make sure that I'm doing things for the right reasons, and that is that this channel is built around as I said earlier, my roller coaster of a life, and I guess this is just the next episode of that. So it's not that I'm not happy that I'm not in peak shape. I'm not happy that I'm not in happy shape and content with what I'm doing. I want to be in a place where I can enjoy myself training and racing, not feeling like I need to punish myself for not doing well enough. So what does this mean? Well, you've probably seen on the video title, that means that for 2026, I'm not entering any triathlons yet, and I'm going to fully explain what that means in this video. I'm not going to leave any questions unanswered. If there are any questions unanswered, please do let me know in the comment section down below. So what I've decided is that I'm not going to be entering any triathlons that are like middle and long distance or big events. So 70.3s, half Ironmans, anything that is like ridiculously long or difficult for all of those reasons I've just stated, yet. And that yet decision is based on three things. So firstly, my body composition is the easiest one to measure. I want to be under 90 kilos in body weight before I go, yep, I want to do those sorts of things, because I know it has a direct correlation on my performance and it ties into the other things I've already mentioned. So 90 kilos. Number two, I want to be injury-free and training consistently. I'm not putting like a set number of weeks on this, but you know the feeling. If you know you've had a good few weeks or a couple of months, you're feeling good, healthy, your training's going well, that's all I want to feel. I'm not going to be like, oh, I need to have a certain fitness number on Training Peaks or whatever. Like, I just want to be feeling like I'm training well. And the third one is my mental state. I want to be happy in what I'm doing and motivated and want to do the events. Now, obviously, I'm going to be wanting to say yes to all those three things as soon as possible. In reality, it's going to take at least a few months. So I know that I'm going to miss out on next year some big events just through them being sold out. As we've seen, there's been more demand than ever for middle and long distance triathlons in Europe. So it's just a situation I'm going to be in. I will do what I can when I can. If it means I don't do any big races in 2026, then that's fine, so long as I'm still working towards those other goals. And this doesn't by any means mean that I'm less focused on my goals. If anything, it's amplifying my focus on them, because I know to do the things that I do want to do in the distance, I need to focus on those three things right now, my body weight, my fitness and health, and my own mental well-being. So therefore, I'm fully focused on that. I don't have any pressure from, event deadlines coming up, or this event's in 10 or 12 weeks or something. I'm fully focused on my own pathway, my own destiny. So what am I actually going to be doing? What does it mean for the channel and so on? Well, I'm still going to be training like a mofo for obvious reasons. It's going to involve a lot of that. And I'm still going to be full gas on this channel. I think that just because I'm not going to be going to all these far-flung places and doing amazing, massive events, that's actually such a small part of this channel. Actually, the bigger part is about the journey. So I'm going to be putting more effort into documenting said journeys. So hopefully you can see the roller coaster on the way there. And it also doesn't mean that I'm not doing any triathlons in 2026. What I'm going to do is, because I feel like over the last few years, I've not been able to do events that are local to me, just because of diary clashes, or I'm always training for this big event that's coming up. So I missed the Derby Sprint Tri, I missed the Blithfield Olympic, like all these local really good events I've not been doing. And they're also the kind of events that still get a good turnout, they're still going to be really competitive, but I can enter them 3 or 4 weeks out. I'm not going to have this big lead in where I know that I've entered something, spent money on travel, accommodation and all of that, and be feeling all that pressure. It's just going to be a case of, do I feel like I want to do that race? Do I feel okay for it? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do it then. And actually removing the big events from my calendar means I can be a lot more flexible with that and hopefully get to a lot of them. I am also going to still be training like a proper triathlete, if I've ever trained like a proper triathlete. I'm doing the Outlaw Full in a relay at the end of July next year with my good friend Triathlon Tunnicliffe and Iron Budge, who you might know on this channel. I'm doing the swim, Lee is doing the bike, and James is doing the run. And I'm so motivated to swim my little arms off and get out of the water as early as fast as I can. So whilst my running volume might dip because I'm not training for a marathon, I'm going to go full gas on the swimming and seeing where that leads me at some point, because in the future I will be doing longer distance triathlons again, so it will help me in that long run. And like normal, I'll be doing plenty of cycling events. We are blessed with having quite a lot of like crit and road races near me. The gravel scene in the UK is really taking off, so there's lots of gravel racing. Those things are easier to drop in my calendar, and because I've done them all this year in what I consider not my ideal shape and position and mental position, anything I come and do those in spring, surely I'm going to be in a better place. So it's easier for me to like mentally look forward to them. So I'm going to be doing plenty of gravel and crit and road race and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully you'll enjoy that sort of content. And again, I know that the gains and the experience I'll get from that will help me in the longer distance triathlons when I come back to it. Now, I do also want to reserve the right to completely contradict myself, which I know might have happened in the past. If something like once in a lifetime was to be presented to me, I'm absolutely going to bite somebody's hand off. So for example, if Norsemen call me up and say, TriathlonDan, come to Norway, do Norseman, obviously I would do it because I think life's too short to not. But I'm not going to go out my way to like pitch them or try and beg for an entry, as I have done in the past and still been told no, so it'd be unlikely anyway. But like I'm still going to keep my eyes open for anything like that, because I don't want to just suffer for the next few months. If something comes up and I want to, I will do it. So I'm sorry if that came across really dramatic and it's only just me talking about what I do at the weekends, but I feel like we've been on this journey over the last 8 years or so I have to be like true and honest with you about where I'm at. And we're getting towards the end of the year, and I normally do like a what I'm doing in 2026 video, and that's what I'm doing now. I didn't want to be like talking about everything as if everything's going to plan, everything's perfect when it's not. And if you're watching this thinking that you're not happy with where you're at either, I know the pressure of feeling like you have to go to that event or you have to do this thing. So hopefully this helps in some way. More people than you know will be going through what you're going through. Everyone's got their own version of this story, I guess. It just so happens that mine happens to be on YouTube. So here we go then. The next training block for the next few months is all focused on me being the happiest, healthiest, not particularly the fastest version of myself, and I hope you stick around for the journey. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.